Hello there, my name is Hazel, and in today's video I am going to show you how I made my Bad Batch cosplay of Hunter. So this took me about 6 months to do. I was doing it on and off between work and other life, but I was happy to get this done before the season 2 premiere, and hopefully this video goes up before the season 2 premiere as well. Just a warning though, I managed to lose a lot of footage from the beginning, specifically on making the helmet base. I don't know where it went, so I'm really sad to say that, but I will do my best to explain in the video how I made everything. Alright, so this is the reference photo I used for Hunter, and we are starting off with the helmet. The pattern I used came from the Etsy shop Prime Props. You can see the price there. It is a PDF form. I print 2 copies of this, one that is reversed and one that is regular, since you kind of have to mirror the helmet. And the foam I used was from Artminds at Michael's. I'm going to get into detail later why I wasn't a huge fan of this. Unfortunately, I lost a lot of footage making the helmet, which I thought was the most interesting part, so this is what you get. Some trial and error later, I think he's coming together. I still have yet to, work on those for the finer details, but I think I got the base shape. It's currently being held together with really bad contact cement and masking tape. I'm just going to be hot gluing the edges together very carefully so it can be as clean as possible. And then I had to remake the dome head because it didn't come out right the first time when I tried to glue it on. I actually had to take it off. Now, I tried to fill in the gaps using the Artmind foam clay. It honestly came out worse. I should have just stuck with the quick seal stuff. And here I attempted to Dremel for the first time. Now the problem with the Artmind foam is that it's not high density foam, it's actually low density. I don't think the Dremeling did anything other than make a few unwanted textures instead of making it smooth. It could also just be that it was my first time Dremeling, but I noticed compared to the Yaya Hong foam, it just wasn't as nice. Oh, now we're moving on to the chest armor. For the chest armor, this was the reference photo I had used, and you can see here I am drawing it on my dummy. Just the basic pattern. Yes. Now I am cutting it all out, and later on transferring it to some craft paper so it's flatter for when I actually put the pattern onto the EVA foam. And that is how it looks. Each piece was cut at a certain angle so that once put together, it creates the depth perception that is Hunter's armor. And sorry, the camera keeps focusing in and out. That's what you get for using autofocus. Also, I am wearing a mask when using contact cement. Please wear a mask. And my window was also open, so do that as well. Make it well ventilated. And that's how it looked. Now for the arm, shoulder, and bicep armor, I'm going to show here that I used the duct tape method again, but ignore the bicep armor. In the end, I redid it again, but this is me cutting the foam and then bending it into place, putting in new lines in order to make it a much neater cut. And I am also cutting it at certain angles, like I think that's an inward angle. And using 2mm EVA foam that you can find at the craft section for the kids, that is what puts on the bit of the finer details. Next, the leg armor. Again, use the duct tape pattern method. It is my favorite method. And once you have everything drawn, oh, actually, this is the problem. This was too low. That was too low, but I can get back to that later. Once that is all cut out, put that onto the EVA foam, and this is how it's going to look. I am now attempting to heat seal this. I don't know if this did anything with the low density foam, in all honesty, but at least the heating will help shape it. So I was doing this in my bathroom, because in case of a fire, I guess I had the sink. But yep, I was able to shape it around my thigh. Now for the priming, I am using both Mod Podge and Plasti Dip. But first I was doing the Mod Podge in my room. I just wanted to test this to see at least 1 layer of Mod Podge, but you want 4 layers at least of some kind of primer. Use the Plasti Dip outside in a mask with gloves. This stuff is toxic. Please do it all outside. Here is the final result of 3 cans later. So pro tip, when you put away an unfinished cosplay, make sure nothing is sitting on it, because currently Hunter is caving in, and I have to fix that. Why is that missing? Yeah, this is what I get for not working on something for 2 months. Alright, using black and white because this is what I had in the house, I am now painting my armor. And in the background I am actually also watching the Clone Wars. Oh, there's the underwear piece that became a problem that I didn't notice until the very end, but oh well. That I will address that later. Using some washi tape, I have blocked things off and started painting the red stripes. I'm going to compare here. I was using the cheap craft paint and it works out, but I found out that liquid text, I think that's what it's called, that's usually used as acrylic painting in canvases, just came out much better. It's much more vibrant and you need less coats compared to the craft brand, but use what you got. Alright, to Velcro everything, I am using pleather and Velcro, which was a mistake, the pleather at least, because pleather is just plastic, and even though it stretches, once plastic, which is also just hot glue, dries, it kind of falls apart. It sticks well to the craft foam, but does not stick well to the shiny side of the pleather. That is now being held together with a lot more glue than I showed there. I am also marking where the Velcro is going to go on my cosplay pants in order to make sure this stays upright. I am actually also Velcroing it onto my pants. Yep, see, here is the problem. The hot glue dried and it's just coming off. So to solve that, I had actually sewed everything down using my sewing machine. It was a bit of a hassle because it kept getting stuck in the machine, but once it all came together, everything is now perfectly stuck. Finally, with the helmet, we need to put in the visor. I found this drip mat from Daiso, and even though the visor is supposed to be black, I personally really like the red. I think it matches more to Hunter's red aesthetic we have going on here. So once I cut that down to size, I just glue it all in. I even glued all the edges in case any of them were still sharp. Now, once that's all complete, here is the final look. I'm going to allow Outro Me to explain some more things, but although the stomach could use some work, I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Alright, Outro Me, take it away. And that is how I made my Hunter armor. As you can see, my main issue when it came to the underwear part of the armor was that I just made it too low. It was supposed to hang by my hips and I somehow managed to do it lower than my hips. And the stomach is very much exposed. There is nothing there. So I think when I work on this cosplay a little bit more in the future, I am going to add a faux abs armor just to have that covered up and maybe put more texture into the whole costume. And then also fix the underwear armor to raise it up a bit and actually have it on my hips. But for the amount of time I worked on it, with pauses in between due to life being life, I am actually very satisfied with the way he turned out. And for the TikToks and skits I do, I usually do it from the waist up anyway, so to me this is the most important part. I hope this helped someone learn from all my mistakes, and good luck making your armor. FYI, I officially finished this cosplay on December 30th, so on December 27th, yep, they revealed his new Season 2 armor. No, I'm not gonna work on it. I spent way too long on Season 1. I'm just gonna fix his abs. It made me sob just a little bit, but he looks really good.